Hello and welcome to another episode of Hello and welcome to another episode of Reveurovision. Now this week we're looking at Spain's entry to the competition, but it's by Blas Cantó. Will we blast the song? So before we delve in then to our thoughts on it, let's have a little look back at Spain's history at Eurovision. Well, Spain has participated in the contest 59 times since making its debut back in 1961, where they finished ninth, actually, if you're interested. Since 1999, Spain's been one of the big five, along with France, Germany, Italy, and the UK. So they're automatically through to the final. Now, Spain has won the contest twice. Firstly, in 1968, with the song La La La, sang by Maciel. Again in 1969, when Salome's Vivo Cantando won. Oh no, it wasn't. And again in 1969, where Salome's Vivo Canto. And again in 1969, when Salome's Vivo Can. How do you pronounce it? Vivo
Vivo Cantando. It's Salome.
Cantando.
Vivo
Salome Vivo Cantando.
That's the
Okay. And again in 1969, with Salome and Vivo Cantando.
Ya solo canto por ti. Desde que llegaste ya no vivo llorando, vivo cantando, vivo soñando. Solo quiero que me digas qué está pasando.
Since 2005, Spain has only twice reached the top 10, both with Pastora Soler in 2012 and Ruth Lorenzo in 2014, finishing 10th. Now, this year, they are back with... This year, they're back with Voy a quedarme, and how do you pronounce it?
That's not even the right alphabet. That was quedarme. Voy a quedarme.
Oh, right. But yeah, look at my notes. Like, you can't see it. I've put an S on the end of it, that's why.
You put voy a qualms, that's it.
Right, voy a quedarme.
Quedarme.
Okay. This year they're back with Voy a quedarme with Blas Cantó. Oh, Cantó. Oh God, you'd never be able to tell I did Spanish in school, would you? Let's just play it.
That was funny. That was keep all of that bit in.
Voy a quedarme, prometo quererte más que ayer. Voy a besarte muy lento como la primera vez y dejar atrás.
Anyway, let's delve in, shall we? Before I make any more of a fool out of myself, let's go to Jack first. What do you think?
Okay, so I did Spanish at university. I understand what the words mean. I have listened to his stuff before because we did like classes on contemporary Spanish music, and Blas Cantó has come up a few times. And his stuff, his back catalogue, is not that bad at all. So it confuses me quite substantially why both of his Eurovision entries have not been that great. And I wasn't massively impressed with Universo at first. I thought it was all right. It was probably going to come bottom 5 because it wasn't that special. And 2020 was, for all intents and purposes, possibly the best Eurovision year ever, in my opinion. This is nothing. I mean, the bar was quite low anyway, and somehow he's managed to fall short of it because this is just, it's very unremarkable. There's really nothing to vote for in it. And Spanish ballady type things have done well before, and this is not as good as it. There's really, I don't have an opinion on it. It just exists, and then it stops, and then it no longer exists. And is this going to be talked about 10 years from now as an entry? No. is this going to be an all-time Eurovision great? No. Is this even one of Spain's best entries in the past 10 years, past 5 years, whenever? No. It just happens. And what's going to probably happen, we'll get to where I think it'll happen in a few, what will happen results-wise in a few minutes. But this is, I mean, be prepared for a disappointment is what I'll say, because this is so unremarkable that, I mean, yeah, it's, I don't know what is going on with Spain, but this is, yeah, it's really not good enough, I think.
Okay, so I'd probably say, if I think back to Spanish, muy mala, is that very bad?
Muy malo, I think, or muy
Okay, it's worth a
malo.
try.
That's
I'm not doing that again.
No está muy bien y no estoy contento con la canción. Podría ser muchísimo mejor.
Sí.
Hang on.
Well, no, do I? I'm just saying yes. Well, while you're here, Emily, what do you think?
I find it perfectly kind of pleasant to listen to. I think it's a nice song. I think it allows you to kind of appreciate how lovely the Spanish language is. But I can sum up my thoughts kind of on this song in where I listened to it on Spotify. So I have my Eurovision playlist where there are all my favorite Eurovision songs, and I put this in my chill / doing uni work playlist where there are all my kind of mellow background songs. And the problem I have with this is that I think it kind of falls into the background a lot. I think for the live performance, when it was kind of sung in Spain, I thought the staging on it was quite kind of lovely and kind of quite, it lifted the song up a lot. And then I think now the Spain have said that they're going to kind of scrap all that and do something completely different with staging. And I think there was kind of a lot of people were kind of concerned that what they do with staging instead was to make it kind of a montage to COVID, because I think the song was kind of written off the back of Blas losing his grandma to COVID. So I think if you have like a montage of almost like photos or something like that, I'm not sure that's necessarily what people kind of want out of Eurovision this year. And, you know, we've seen songs do that before, like with Joe and Jake in 2016, and that absolutely kind of bombed. So I think this has the potential to kind of bomb as well. I think if they'd stuck with the original staging, where you kind of have almost like an eclipse in the background and kind of pale lights, and it all kind of lights up the stage nicely, I think then it has kind of a lot more potential. But for me, it's kind of, I think it's going to be a disappointment. And I think, you know, it's quite a hard song to sing. There's quite a lot of kind of high notes that kind of have the potential to basically be a bum note. So yeah, it sits on my kind of work playlist. It doesn't sit, I wouldn't want, if I was in the mood for Eurovision, this is not where I'd kind of go to. And I think that'll probably be kind of reflected in the contest, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, I think I very much agree with both of you. I think, you know, it's got nice lyrics, I think, and it's got like a sort of, I think I can almost feel like a sense of passion behind it. But I mean, I get exactly what you were saying, Emily, then. I think there's so much place that if the nerves perhaps get the better of them or something, then I think, you know, there could be a few daft notes, and I think that will then offset the whole thing. I mean, I'm looking at my notes now. Sorry, there's another train. It's got a good build-up, I think, and I like the orchestra with it and things. So I think that's quite good. But I've got to be honest, I don't have a whole lot to say about it, if I'm honest with you. I think it's just one of those, you know, it's there, but it's not really going to stand out. And I think it feels a bit lazy, I think, in a way. I think that's the best way to describe it. It's just, you know, there's not really much to it. Nevertheless, I've given this one again. This is another one I've given a figure or positioning. I don't know why I've done that. So we're about to find out a little bit more. Anyway, let's go first to Jack, see what you think.
Yeah, so Spain is automatically in the final. I think if it had to qualify from a semi, in the first semi-final, I think it really would have struggled, and I don't think it would have gone through. The second it might have squeaked through. But obviously, it doesn't have to worry about that. It's already in there. Within my ranking, it's number 29 out of 39. And I sort of, in my head, I've grouped the countries into sort of 4 sets. The ones I really love, the ones I really like, the ones I feel sort of apathetic about, and then the ones I really don't care about. And this is the top of the ones I really don't care about because I think they're not great. So in that regard, it's sort of, there are worse ones than it, definitely, but I don't even like it enough to feel apathetic. It's not great. And I have a feeling, depending on which songs go through the semis, of course, I have a feeling this is the strongest contender yet for last place in the final, because I do not see why anyone would vote for it. It just happens, and then it doesn't happen, and it needs, no matter how much staging you put on this, it will be like putting a lipstick on a pig. Like, it's still not going to win Miss World. I really don't see this doing anything really in the final. And then what will happen is that Spanish Euro fans, because they're very, very vocal, are going to kick off again and say, oh, nobody likes us at Eurovision, we're going to quit, yada, yada, yada. Well, you'd do better if you send better songs. No offense, but RTVE, it's not good enough, really. And I think if this comes last, I won't be upset or disappointed, because there's nothing stand out about it in the slightest, which is a shame, because Blas has good songs. He's just not sending them to Eurovision. I don't understand. I genuinely don't get it. But yeah, not great.
Yeah, I think definitely, that is a first for of Eurovision. Lipstick. I can't even say it, lipstick on a pig. I'll be keeping that one from now on. No, I mean, I very much agree with what everyone said, but looking at my numbers, I put this as number 11. Again, I do not know why. I mean, actually, what was the last number I gave? That was deceptively close to 11, wasn't it?
You gave Denmark 8. I mean, this isn't quite as insulting to the human race, but it's still a bizarre one.
Yeah, I think thinking back at first, I remember thinking it was a little bit like Adele. I like Adele. And I thought, no, Jack's face. No, there was just something about it. It felt a bit sort of like Skyfall. That song, not as good as Skyfall, I will add before Jack kills me.
I mean, you've already considered yourself dead, because that is, Adele is screaming. She will never watch this, but she is, I can hear her now. She's screaming at the comparison. I mean,
God. Yeah, she probably is. Sorry, Adele, if you're watching. I know you're an avid viewer. But, I mean, to be quite honest with you, I haven't really improved their score by much, because they've got 73, so they're still on their knees with that song, to be quite honest with you.
What about Emily?
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
James's hosting is just absolute chaos every single time.
Sorry, Emily, to you.
I was also going to pick up on the lipstick on a pig comment. I thought that was maybe a little harsh. For me, I've put it at number 23 because I kind of find it, if it was on my Eurovision playlist, I'd skip it every time it comes on. But because it's on a non-Eurovision playlist, and it's on a playlist that I usually listen to where I'm fairly kind of tuned out, I'll happily listen to it. But yeah, I think it would have struggled in the first semi. I think in the second it would have been fine. But obviously we don't have to worry about that because it goes straight through. I think it's maybe unfair to say it's a contender for last. Although I'd say it might be jousting with the Netherlands for the potential for coming last. And I'm sure we'll get onto that in the next episode. Sorry, I can see Jack's face going,
no, I look like Munch's The Scream.
But yeah, I'm not sure how it'll do. I think a lot depends on kind of what it does with staging. But for me, yeah, it's my number 23.
Oh, fabulous. Well, I've saved myself a job already, so thank you for watching this week. Again, our collective score was 73. If you want to subscribe, why not? Join the club. Comment down below what you think and follow us on our social media sites. We'll see you tomorrow.